Smita, we are live. You
Hi.
can call out the
Good
first
morning to
presenter.
all. We are starting with the category Best Media Innovation Print Magazines, and the duration will be 7 minutes per presentation. And the first category, first entry ID 1205, Mindshare, Dove, hashtag Stop the Beauty Test. I'll repeat the entry ID 1205. Over to Mindshare.
Hi, am I audible? Is my screen visible? Can you confirm, Nitin, please?
Yes, please.
Yes, Farah.
And you can
Yes,
see
we
the
can hear
full
you. We can
screen
see it.
without notes,
Yes.
I'm assuming.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, let me know when to start. I'm good to start.
Farah, good morning.
Hi, Bipin sir. Good morning.
All the best.
Thank you so much. Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Nitin, shall I start?
Yes, you can start the presentation. Your time starts now. All the best.
Thank you so much. बचपन से माँ हमेशा कहती थी, धूप में मत खेलो, काली हो गई तो कौन शादी करेगा? अरे इतने समोसे मत खाओ, मोटी हो गई तो लड़का पसंद नहीं करेगा. दादी को तो मेरे बाल कभी पसंद ही नहीं आए. टाई चोटी बनाती थी और इतना सारा तेल लगा देती थी, क्योंकि लड़कों को तो शायद सिर्फ सीधे लंबे बाल ही पसंद है. ये कहानी सिर्फ मेरी नहीं है. This is a reality of all Indian women who have experienced this kind of scrutiny at some point in their life, all with a single goal of landing a good marriage proposal. In India, 90% of the marriages are arranged by the family. Now, by itself, it is not an oppressive institution, but the standards it upholds in India are: लड़की तो बहुत मोटी है, फोटो में तो रंग बड़ा साफ लग रहा था, आपकी बेटी की हाइट तो बहुत ही कम है, बाल है या नूडल्स, are some of the many unrealistic expectations millions of educated and qualified women of the country are tested against. Now, Dove did a research and we found out that one thing that all women desire, irrespective of their caste, color, creed, is a happy marriage. And unfortunately, this happy event is often marred with disappointment and sadness, because believe it or not, our future brides go through the most rigorous and the most humiliating of tests, the beauty test. So we suggested to Dove that we should stop this beauty test. Now, magazines were a very important pillar for Stop the Beauty Test campaign. After all, magazines for years have been pioneered in the beauty that women are tested against. Recognizing this, India's leading fashion and beauty magazines partnered with us to change the narrative around beauty. For the first time ever, leading magazines, Femina and Grazia, who for years were known to carry picture-perfect models on their covers, carried real-life rejected brides on their cover, letting millions of bride seekers know that these women are also beautiful in their own right. A series of articles in the inside pages re-emphasized the harsh truth around marriages and beauty test. Not just that, multiple influencers joined us, sharing their personal stories and pledged to stop them. Let me now show you an AV of this journey.
Dove believes that beauty should be a source of confidence, not anxiety.
Low signals.
Farah, we cannot.
It launched Stop the Beauty Test campaign with real-life
what?
rejected brides.
Nitin, hello.
Carry on.
To challenge this unfair tradition. Due to regressive matrimony ads and social media conditioning, 631 million women in India
I think Farah, you should play the audio, the video again, because there is some problem.
to just one type of beauty. Only platform Shadi.com, we made history by making every bride profile nudge every.
Farah, actually, your video, your bandwidth is it's showing too bad, too weak. So we cannot.
You can't see the video, is it?
We can see, but video is breaking completely, the volume. because of the bandwidth issue.
I think what can be done is she can present her case study later, but you have some internet issues, looks like, because it's pretty inconsistent.
Is it no? Because it's showing full here. Can I paste the AV in the chat box? Will that help?
You want
It's
to?
fluctuating for actually. So
You can do that. So you can paste
No,
the
I can
link.
paste it in the chat box then.
Paste the link on the chat box.
Paste the link in the chat box and restart your presentation.
Yeah.
Farah, we'll do one thing. We can give you another chance in next as a
Later,
next
if you
presenter.
want to do adjustment, we will take the second presenter. Okay.
Yeah, cool. Thank you so much.
Call out the name of the second presenter, second case study.
Sure. Moving on to the second presentation, entry ID 1202, Madison Media, Asian Paints Royal Health Shield, The Adventures of Royal Health Shield. I'll repeat, entry ID 1202. Over to Madison.
Am I audible and is the screen visible?
Yes.
Yes.
Shall I start?
Yes, you can start the presentation. Smith. Yes, your time starts now. All the best.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. We all love stories and cherish them. I am sure all of us recognize them, who they are, but none of us remember their stories. For decades, even advertisers have told us such stories to establish an emotional connection. Today, roughly we are watching 8,000 such stories every day, and the expectation is that we will remember them all. Just like stories, we even forget these advertisements, but characters tend to live much longer. It became imperative to have a differentiated approach and not get lost in the cluttered environment. Asian Paints launched Royal Health Shield, the paint that gives infection free homes by eliminating bacteria on walls. To make the consumers aware about the bacteria present on the walls, which is often neglected, Asian Paints launched a character created called Bacteria Bog. Not many of us are aware these bacteria on walls are responsible for many infectious diseases, and children are affected the most, making young parents anxious. Asian Paints wanted to help these young parents to safeguard their children from the bacteria present on the walls. These young parents are actively involved in the day-to-day activities of their children. Reading, playing, and painting are some of the joyful activities which brings parents and children together. Let's take a look. How did we bring Bacteria Bob alive or actually killed it? The results? Awareness of Asian Paints Royal Health Shield as a product rose by 17%. Consideration scores increased by 14% amongst our core targets. Imagery of Royal Health Shield as a healthier product grew by 10%. The brand being recommended by industry experts went up by 8%. Trust the powers of Royal Health Shield to protect your home as Bacteria Bob 2.0 is mutating and ready to attack.
Last 1
Thank
minute.
you.
Thank you, Mandeep. Smita, can you call out the next presenter, please?
Yeah, sure. Is Farah ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
So should I begin from where it got stuck?
You can
thought
start the presentation once again from the beginning.
from the beginning only you can start. That is
Okay,
better.
thank you so much.
I'll repeat entry ID 1205, mindshare, Dove hashtag stop the beauty test. I'll repeat entry ID 1205. Over to mindshare.
Can you confirm if the screen is visible?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. May I start?
Yes, you can start the presentation. Your time starts now. For
Okay. बचपन में माँ हमेशा कहती थी धूप में मत खेलो, काली हो गई तो कौन शादी करेगा, अरे इतने समोसे मत खाओ, मोटी हो गई तो कोई लड़का पसंद नहीं करेगा, और दादी को तो बस मेरे बाल पसंद ही नहीं थे, तेल लगाकर इतनी टाइट चोटी बनाती थी क्योंकि लड़कों को तो सिर्फ शायद सीधे लंबे बाल ही पसंद है। ये कहानी सिर्फ मेरी नहीं है. This is a reality of all Indian women who have experienced this kind of scrutiny at some point in their life, all with the single goal of landing a good marriage proposal. In India, 90% of the marriages are arranged by the family. Now, by itself, it is not an oppressive institution, but the standards it upholds in India are: लड़की बहुत मोटी है, पिक्चर में तो रंग बड़ा साफ लग रहा था, हाइट तो इतनी कम है, बाल है या नूडल्स, are some of the many unrealistic expectations millions of educated and qualified women are tested against. Now, our research told us that the one thing that all women desire, irrespective of their caste, color, and creed, is a happy marriage. And often this happy event is marred with disappointment and sadness because, believe it or not, our future brides are put through the most rigorous and the most humiliating of tests, the beauty test. So we suggested to Dove that we should stop this beauty test. Now, magazines were an extremely important pillar for Stop the Beauty Test campaign. After all, we have known that for years, magazines have been at the pioneer of establishing and perpetuating these beauty standards that women have been tested against. Recognizing this, India's leading fashion and beauty magazines partnered with us to change this narrative around beauty for the first time. Leading magazines like Femin and Grazia, who for years have been known to carry only picture-perfect models on their cover, featured real-life rejected brides, letting millions of bride seekers know that these women are also beautiful in their own right. A series of articles in the inside pages also re-emphasize the harsh truth around marriages and these unfair beauty practices. A series of influencers also joined the cause and shared their personal stories and pledged to stop the beauty test. Let me now show you an AV of the journey.
Dove believes that beauty should be a source of confidence, not anxiety. It launched Stop the Beauty Test campaign with real-life rejected brides to challenge this unfair tradition. Due to regressive matrimony ads and social media conditioning, 631 million women in India are forced to adhere to just one type of beauty. Beauty stereotyping on matrimony platforms became a moment of truth. Partnering the largest matrimony platform, Shaadi.com, we made history by making every bride profile nudge every bride seeker with inspiring real beauty messages. These rejected brides became the cover girls of leading fashion publishers for the first time. Purpose platforms like Humans of Bombay featured their inspiring stories. Popular influencers came forward and encouraged other women to share their real stories on social media.
इस ब्यूटी टेस्ट से गुजरना पड़े ऐसी मैरिज मुझे मंजूर नहीं, और अगर आप मेरी ब्यूटी को सेलिब्रेट ना कर सके तो इसमें मेरा कोई कसूर नहीं। कविता की कविता, डव ने छेड़ी है बात, अब तुम भी मिलाओ हाथ स्टॉप द ब्यूटी टेस्ट के साथ।
Dove partnered with leading publishers and rewrote the age-old biased matrimony ad without using biased words. Stop the Beauty Test was a fully integrated, high-scale, high-impact and highly engaging campaign. Dove created history by challenging matrimony and media platforms and killing the beauty biases and stereotypes with its real beauty stance. It built confidence and stirred conversations with women, posing a question: how much beauty is enough?
This powerful campaign has been applauded by the local client, and it has also won accolades at Global Internet Client Awards. It has also won medals at global platforms. But you know, the true success of this campaign actually lies in giving millions of women like me the confidence and the assurance to be comfortable in their own skin, while urging the bride seekers that khamiyan nahi, khubiyan dekhiye. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Farah.
Thank you. Thank you. And I'm really sorry for all the confusion. Thank you.
Thanks.
No problem. Smita, can you call out the next presenter, please?
Sure. Now we are moving on to the next category, Best Media Innovation Cinema. And the duration will be 7 minutes per presentation. First presentation, entry ID 1505, Wavemaker, Netflix, mood watching with movie watching. Sorry, mood matching with movie watching. I'll repeat, entry ID 1505, over to Wavemaker.
Jury members, as we have completed the category, please do score for both of those entries so that we can move on to the next presentation. Please let us know on the chat once you're done scoring.
Good morning, everyone. I'm ready. Let me know when to start.
Yes, just give us 1 or 2 minutes.
Yeah, sure.
We'll let you know. Yes, you can start the presentation. Your time starts now. All the best.
Sure. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. My name is Lakshida, and I'm here to take you through the case study of mood matching with cinema watching for Netflix. In 2019, the OTT sector in India witnessed a 40% rise in number of subscribers because of 4 main reasons. Internet penetration increased from 16.5% to 41%. Cost of data went down. Mobile data consumption increased by 4.4x, and smartphone penetration increased from 23% to 46%. 2019 was an important year for Netflix in India. as it sought to grow its subscriber base and make its mark in the competitive market. While Netflix enjoyed high awareness, consideration was low. This was due to the perception that Netflix had edgy, gritty content that was not meant for me. However, Netflix had a vast content library and a new mobile plan of 199 rupees that was unique for India. For a brand that was known globally for the quality of its content, seamless user experience, and best-in-class recommendation engine, it became imperative for us to showcase these features to Indian audience. But with so much content available, consumers are often in a dilemma of what to watch. Some of the triggers that help consumer pick a show were watching a trailer online, continuing a previous show, recommendation from friends or family, discovering it online, marketing campaigns. While these were the rational way to pick a show, consumers often picked content versus the emotions they were going through in a particular day or a moment. The cognitive triangle demonstrates how our thoughts, feelings, behaviors are connected to each other. Behavior trigger thoughts, thoughts trigger feelings, and feelings impact our decision making. What if we could tap into the emotions to drive consideration for Netflix? We used this framework to power our strategy. Our objective was to establish that there is something for everyone on Netflix. Netflix is known for its recommendation algorithm, a system that offers personalized recommendations to help you find shows and movies that interest you. Netflix estimates that the likelihood that you'll watch a particular title basis genre, categories, actors, release year, rating, viewing history, timing, devices, and whatnot. We wanted to focus around enhancing relationship with our audience and help them discover content of their taste. For example, because you watched House of Cards, you will watch Criminal Minds, Taken, Blue Bloods, etc. Cinema advertising offers an environment that is more lean forward, making the audience more receptive to the message. It also delivers a more positive emotional experience than any other AV channel. 84% of time spent on cinema is associated with positive emotions for affluent audience who have paid to give their undistracted attention to the big screen, the audience that match perfectly with Netflix's staging. IPA studies suggest that brands which try to converse with their audience instead of running just an informative ads were received better by millennials and Gen Zs we were targeting. The rationale behind choosing cinema as a medium for Netflix was 1. Lowest hanging fruit in terms of affinity. The audience who visited cinema are clearly tuned to the latest content, movies, and are open to exploring new content. Cost. They are paying 500 to 600 rupees per trip to cinema, which includes tickets, foods, transport, so they can easily afford Netflix's subscription. Captive audience. They pay attention to the trailers. They can't skip or change the channel like TV or digital. We married the IP study learning with our content recommendation engine and ran thousands of algorithms to design multiple different creatives. We serve tailor-made ads as per the content preference of our audience sitting in the cinema theaters. Different screens of different ads as per the movie running and the screens which were customized to the viewer's mood. Let's see how we did this.
Have you ever wondered how Netflix's recommendation engine works? Every time you press play and spend time watching a show or a movie, Netflix collects data that informs the engine and gives tailor-made recommendations for you to watch. The engine filters thousands of titles at a time using hundreds of recommendation clusters based on user preferences. It's so accurate that 80% of Netflix viewer activity is driven by personalized recommendations from the engine. What if we could get consumers a taste of this recommendation engine outside of the Netflix environment? We chose cinema to map potential blockbuster films releasing in cinemas and show tailor-made recommendations. For the first time ever, we introduced mood matching. She will watch every SRK film first day, first show and is willing to spend over 500 rupees to not miss any SRK movie. Raj loves Marvel movies. He loves action and the characters with crisp storytelling. Basis their cinema preference, we delivered tailor-made recommendations in the intermission. Because if you watched War, you will also like Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara on Netflix. And if you watched Captain Marvel, you will also like Spider-Man, Hulk and Black Panther on Netflix. This gave us our blockbuster release, mood matching with movie watching. We took over the last spot during the interval when audiences were ready for the second half of the movie and served ads featuring content from Netflix's vast content library that our audience would enjoy binge watching. We partnered with 3 key cinema chains, Inox, Cinepolis and Carnival, with presence across 180 plus screens in the top 3 metros for 24 weeks. Collectively, we mood matched 20 plus million cinema goers with their favorite content. Brand consideration increased from 33 to 45%. 70% ad recall amongst top 3 brands on cinema. High spont awareness of 22% amongst cinema goers. And with this, we struck box office gold.
Hello.
Last 30 seconds.
So implementation challenge.
Have you ever
We
wondered how
had to align
Netflix's
cinema
recommendation
vendors across chain to make sure the creatives we are airing does not fall in the wrong show bucket and create a disconnect for the audience. Managing this seamlessly for 24 weeks across 180 screens at a stretch had a huge implementation win for us in the cluttered cinema space. Thank you.
Thank you, Lakshita.
Thank you.
The video that she was playing was hanging. I mean, were you guys able to see it? Do you want us to play it again?
No, I think
No, that's good.
It's good. We saw it. It's good. Thank you.
The jury members are happy after seeing the video. No? Otherwise, she can, if you want, she can play it again, please.
No, I think it was fine.
It was fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much. Have a lovely day.
Smita, can you call out the next presenter, please?
Sure. Moving on to the second presentation, entry ID 1503, Madison Media, Shadi.com. Celebrities endorses Shadi.com. I'll repeat entry ID 1503. Over to Madison.
Hi, I'll just project my screen. Please let me know if it's visible.
Sure. Yes, we can see your screen.
I hope it's without the notes.
Yes.
Okay. Let me know.
Have you shared the screen with sound?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Can we begin?
Just give us one moment. Let jury members finish scoring for the previous entry. Just one moment. Yes, you can start the presentation. Your time starts now. All the best.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Himanshu, and I'm here to present the case study Best Media Innovation Cinema for Shadi.com, where leading cinema celebrities endorsed our brand Shadi.com. Shadi.com, we bring people together and love unites them. Shadi.com provides a superior matchmaking experience by expanding the opportunities available to meet the potential life partners. In our campaign, we asked the singles who are eager to get married to find the right partner on Shadi.com with the theme Shayad.com se nikliye, Shadi.com par aiye. Through this campaign, we wanted all those singles who find themselves stuck in the Shayad world and to inspire them to take the first step, go on and register on Shadi.com. While analyzing our media consumption of RTG, we found 3 key media insights. The first one, the RTG comprising of the marriageable Gen Z goes to internet to find their potential life partner. Creating a strong brand appeal for the brand through communication with a native connect for the audience was a key in facilitating audience footfall on our website. The second key insight was movie celebrities on various media play a huge role in daily lives of these youngsters where celebrities are not conventional brand advocates, but more like the friend next door, giving you a friendly piece of advice. The third and the most important insight we found was that the parents play a major role in matchmaking in Indian marriages. Our research also suggested that matrimonial sites are gaining traction. Online matrimonial sites are gaining traction not only in youngsters, but also in older generation, hence making it very clear for us to target both the generations with a strong messaging. How did cinema help us in connecting all the three insights? Indian cinema is one such platform where we would be able to reach out to both the audience, that is the prospects and their parents, with the help of movie celebrities, creating a relatability and inviting them to bring on Shaadi.com with a theme, Sapno ki Duniya se nikliye, Shaadi.com par aaye. For this campaign, we targeted our core markets, that is HSM, Maharashtra and Gujarat. By selecting the correct movie was the key in bringing out the right thought. So we partnered with the movie which resonated with the ideas of perfect matchmaking. We partnered with the most talked about movies during the festive season, that is Dream Girl, Good News, Mogra Fulala in Marathi, Montune Bittune Anokhi Love Story for Gujarat market. With the association in the regional cinema influencers, we managed to maximize relatability, which brought forward the customized brand TVC and promos as per the specific region. With our cinema association, we created a multilingual brand TVC targeting the entire Hindi, Gujarati and Marathi audience. We went on to maximize the reach with a high frequency campaign across 23 Hindi channels, 8 Marathi channels and 4 Gujarati channels. Let us look at the AV.
शादी का ख्याल आया तो हम अक्सर ख्यालों में खो जाते हैं। शायद योगा क्लास के बाहर कोई फिल्म स्टार टकरा जाए, शायद किसी मशहूर क्रिकेटर की नजर पड़ जाए, शायद कोई स्टार्टअप का सीईओ पता पूछने घर आ जाए। शायद.com से निकलिए और शादी.com पे आइए।
शादी.com पर लाखों लोगों को मिला है अपना परफेक्ट लाइफ पार्टनर।
अगर आप भी अपने ड्रीम गर्ल या प्रिंस चार्मिंग को ढूंढ रहे हैं तो आज ही रजिस्टर करें शादी.com पर।
मराठी शादी.com साजरी करत आहे शिवांगी आणि सुनीलची अद्वितीय प्रेम कथा।
मला मिळालाय माझा परफेक्ट लाईफ पार्टनर।
तुम्हालाही जर तुमच्यासाठी योग्य जोडीदार निवडायचा असेल तर आजच नोंदणी करा,
रजिस्टर करा।
हां, रजिस्टर करा मराठी शादी.com वर।
शादी.com पर लाखों लोगों को मिला है अपना परफेक्ट लाइफ पार्टनर।
अगर आप भी देना चाहते हैं अपने शादी की गुड न्यूज
तो आज ही रजिस्टर करें शादी.com पर।
गुजराती शादी.com प्रस्तुत करे છે મોન્ટુની બિટ્ટુની અનોખી લવ સ્ટોરી।
મને તો મળી ગઈ છે મારી પરફેક્ટ લાઈફ પાર્ટનર।
જો તમે પણ તમારા પરફેક્ટ લાઈફ પાર્ટનરની શોધમાં હો તો આજે જ રજીસ્ટર કરાવો ગુજરાતી શાદી.com પર તમારું નામ।
Last one.
शायद.com से निकलिए और शादी.com पे आइए।
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Himanshu. Smita, can you call out the next presenter, please?
Sure. Now moving on to the next category, Best Media Innovation Digital Display. The duration will be 7 minutes per presentation. First presentation, entry ID 2030, MyShare, Boost Stamina Meter, a new currency in town. And entry ID 2030. Over to MyShare.
Yeah, just let me know when to start.
Sure, Measure. Just give us one moment. Yes, you can start the presentation, Merzad. Your time starts now. All the best.
Good morning, Sharks. My name is Mehzad, and I'm one of the co-founders of Stamina Meter. So, Sharks, in the last couple of years, our generation has seen an evolution in fitness culture. Thanks to tech, we can track live body movements, posture, heartbeats, sleeping patterns, nutrition, and all of this information gets collated in a single app or wearable. The inception of this technology for fitness comes from the world of sports. Now, one of the key brands associated with sports and especially cricket in India is Boost. Now, I'm sure most of you all are playing out the line in your head, Boost is the secret of my energy. Yes, this mainline communication has been etched in our memories, our minds since the 90s with brand ambassadors like Kapil Dev, Sachin Tendulkar, Virat Kohli, MS Dhoni. A strong player in the South with almost 50% penetration. In 2020, Boost decided to launch Pan India. Now, as I already said, we, the 90s kid, might remember this line subconsciously, Boost is the secret of my energy. But today's generation is exposed to data points during live matches and at a very, very high frequency to points like vertical leap jump, duration of a match, distance covered in kilometer. Today's generation wants to know more. They want to know what is the secret of their energy. Yes, the answer to this also lies on the bottle itself for the last 30 years. And that is the key proposition for Boost, 3x stamina. Sporting personalities are top of the mind when we think of stamina. It blows our mind when we watch these personalities perform at their best. And while there are multiple performance ratings across the ecosystem, globally, no sport, no broadcaster, no brand quantifies the most crucial aspect in the world of sports, stamina. We leveraged this opportunity to create a unique product and introduced a first of its kind currency that measures real-time stamina score and ranks players basis their stamina display on field. It was a product powered by data and driven by performance. We called it the Boost Stamina Meter. Using cricket as a starting point, we developed a data model that analyzed 30 plus stamina parameters like running between the wickets, time spent on crease, diving catches, and many more. Now we know that stamina is complex. So to stay on top of the salience game, we decoded stamina in a visual form. After 6 months of lockdown and no sporting event, IPL came as a ray of hope, and Boost used this opportunity. Instead of exploring traditional models of sponsoring IPL or any IPL team and breaking our bank, we took a strategic decision to launch Boost Stamina Meter on Disney Plus Hotstar and CricBuzz, where all the player conversations actually happen. Using the power of digital mapping, we could identify and engage with fans across high-octane moments of the game. In the pre-match shows, 30 plus experts, commentators, cricket journalists like Harsha Bogle, Virendra Sehwag, and more shared in-depth understanding, and spoke about the top players on the stamina meter. We tagged key moments with unique stamina score of players during live matches and across multiple scoreboards. 500 plus dynamic creators were circulated across social media and other digital platforms to become a part of fan conversations and fan banter. Not just that, we associated with the best players in the game to bring alive the value of stamina in the performance of a player. All our efforts overall ensured that the Boost Stamina Meter became an important part of all IPL conversations, wherein fans began interacting and referring to the leaderboard. Let us now show you an AVPs.
The Boost Stamina Meter made its first appearance at the Indian Premier League. We opened the innings with solid partnerships. Stamina scores of 184 players were displayed in real time.
जसप्रीत बुमराह 80 पॉइंट्स के साथ बूस्ट स्टैमिना मीटर में अपने टीम में टॉप पर हैं।
Leading commentators and experts reiterated the impact of stamina on a game.
We have the Boost Stamina Meter.
He batted throughout the inning, 120 balls, and then he's come out and he's been on the field for the next 17 overs as well.
Boost Stamina Meter में से पॉइंट देने पड़ते तो आप उनको कितने पॉइंट देते? 100 में से 100.
Fans were hooked on to insights behind competitive stamina scores. Key moments during the game were leveraged through 500 plus contextual creatives. Boost Stamina Meter built a one-stop destination for all things stamina. The campaign garnered 35 million video views, a whopping 4 billion impressions with 95% positive sentiments on social media. Market share increased by 900 basis points. Aided awareness increased by 1,000 basis points. It generated 4 times the value of a typical IPL campaign. Not just that, Boost Stamina Meter created an answer to a very important question in the world of sports. What's your stamina score?
So, to answer this question, what's your stamina score? In a match of 240 balls, 150,000 plus data points were analyzed. Using a 2-second refresher rate, hundreds of creators were deployed across platforms in real time. So in short, Sharks, we took the brand promise of stamina, added tons of good data, created an enduring brand asset, and stamina score itself became the media deployed
Last 1 minute.
platforms. Thank you. This product broke through the limitations of low engagement, low impact faced with mainline TVCs. The Boost Stamina Meter was ranked amongst the top 3 recalled, yes, the top 3 recalled brand campaigns on Disney Plus Hotstar. With an investment of just 5 crores, we generated a 4x value. Boost Stamina Meter is a scalable property and is now taken across sporting leagues, gaming, and wearables. Investors across the globe and India have recognized and appreciated the Boost Stamina Meter. In fact, one of the brands offered to buy out the IP because they believed Stamina Meter could give their energy brand wings. So Sharks, I am here looking for an investment of a gold in this category to take the stamina score equity of this campaign to 100. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mayor sir. Smita, can you call out the next presenter, please?
Sure. Moving to the second presentation, entry ID 2022, Wavemaker, Netflix. Netflix Matchmaker, how we use consumers' moods to personalize content recommendations. I'll repeat entry ID 2022. Over to Wavemaker.
Good morning, everyone. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, Ashwin.
Hi, my name is Ashwin, and I'm here to take you to the case study of how we use consumer moods to personalize content recommendations for Netflix. The adoption of OTT services picked up in 2020 as consumers spent more time at home in the wake of the COVID-19 lockdown. Between January 2020 and January 2021, research showed an average 13% growth in OTT video consumption in India. With heavy tailwind in the category, over 62% of consumers stated that they had added one or more subscription service for video streaming since the start of the pandemic in March 2020. But the OTT category was also very competitive, with over 40 plus domestic and international players, all of whom were jostling for consumer share of mind and share of wallet. With no new content on TV and cinemas shut, the COVID lockdown presented OTT platforms with a great opportunity to attract new subscribers. Capitalizing on this, OTT platforms launched high decibel marketing campaigns to drive awareness. Collectively, they burned 8,800 GRPs between March and April 2020. Netflix could have entered into this high SOB battle, but we needed a differentiated approach. Netflix already enjoyed high awareness, but consideration was low compared to other OTTs. Therefore, reach was not the only solution. We had to drive consideration for Netflix. Consideration was low due to the perception amongst audiences that Netflix had edgy, gritty content that is not for me. So our task was to change this perception to Netflix as content for every mood and occasion. It was a challenge as other OTT players had free content sampling, while Netflix had its content hidden behind a paywall with no free trials. Consumers had to sign up for a subscription with a credit card to sample the content. This made it difficult to attract the value-conscious Indian consumer who like to try before buying. Content range and value for money are the key motivators for purchase of an OTT subscription. Content range keeps consumers beyond the initial trial period and helps build loyalty. Mobile accessibility and experience were critical too. Netflix already had a variety of content, a great recommendation engine, and a mobile plan at ₹199 that was unique to India. To drive consideration, we had to put all that great Netflix content in front of consumers. But with so much content available, consumers were often in a dilemma about which show to watch. Some of the triggers that helped consumers pick a show were watching a trailer online, continuing a show from a previous season, word of mouth recommendations from family or friends, and discovery on social media and marketing campaigns. But consumers often pick content basis the emotions that they were going through in a particular mood or day. Our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors are intimately connected. Behaviors trigger thoughts, thoughts trigger feelings, and feelings impact our decision making. What if we could tap into emotions to drive consideration for Netflix? How often does a good workout put you in a good mood? The resultant dopamine rush makes you want to continue with choices that sustain that rush. Your real life choice is also influenced by this real life emotion. Building these real life escapes from Netflix and placing them in the right environment could help us drive consideration amongst our target consumers. Our target consumers were people with a propensity to pay for content, people who were willing to shift from AVOD to SVOD, and light medium TV viewers. We had to target them to drive the next wave of growth for Netflix. We used our proprietary tool M-Insights to decode the audience behavior and find out where they were spending their time. Social networking, followed by entertainment, food and lifestyle, and cricket were their primary lifestyle choices. Therefore, we shortlisted 3 key behaviors: social media, music, food ordering, behaviors that had also seen a spike during lockdown. 84% of all streaming title conversations on Twitter are about discovery, with users sharing and seeking recommendations for content. Content binge and food binge go hand in hand. Platforms like Swiggy in India have seen a spike in orders during binge prime time from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Music streaming also went up by 40% during lockdown as people started using platforms such as Spotify while exercising, doing housework, and working from home. Therefore, the big idea, marrying emotions with the right environment, we created a content matchmaker that would take your current mood into consideration and match it to titles from Netflix's vast content library that consumers could enjoy in that moment. To execute this idea, we partnered with 3 digital platforms: Twitter, Spotify, and Swiggy. Let us show you what we did.
We are constantly bombarded with new shows, trending now, top picks for you by streaming platforms. But is new enough to make us stay beyond the free trial? Because surely what we decide to watch is not just about their content, it's about our mood. Netflix decided to tap into mood to recommend content. With millions of Indians stuck at home during the pandemic lockdown, and with no new content being produced, Netflix realized it was a great opportunity to showcase their vast library. So, we found the places where they revealed how they were feeling, from what they wanted to eat to what they chose to listen to. From there, we could connect their mood to the perfect piece of content. Enter Netflix Matchmaker. Through food delivery app Swiggy, Netflix matched shows with cuisines and served them as a perfect Saturday night in. While people decided what food to order, they were able to scroll a Netflix multiplex. Fancy a butter chicken? You need Ginny Wed Sunny with that, sir. Nowhere is mood more obvious than through music choice. So, through an API integration with Spotify, Netflix personalized recommendations based on listening habits. People were able to explore the vast content library to discover what matched their music mood. On Twitter, we asked people to send us their mood, and we'd tell them what to watch. We mapped over 862 emojis to titles in the Netflix library. So when people tweeted an emoji, Netflix connected them to their perfect show. People loved the matchmaker experience.
Last 1 minute.
And Netflix saw an increase in app downloads of 7%. Monthly active users were 3 times the norm, and Netflix keyword searches doubled. By replacing what's new with how are you feeling, we found a better way to give India under lockdown some much-needed entertainment.
So what makes this campaign unique? Consumers were contextually served a curated list of cuisines and snacks paired with the most relevant titles from the Netflix library on Swiggy. Leveraging the universal currency for emotions, we scanned over 862 emojis on Twitter and mapped them to relevant titles in the Netflix library. To manage the scale of thousands of recommendations in real time, we built an automated bot that mapped the emojis to unique to a hashtag and powered the recommendation engine. Leveraging the music emotion with Spotify, we created a digital experience. Using Spotify's API and AI ML capabilities, we were able to scan the listening history of users and serve them relevant titles in the Netflix library. Mapping emotions with real-time data and tech, we drove 3x growth in monthly active users. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashwin. Smita, can you call out the next presenter?
Sure. Moving on to the third presentation, entry ID 2005, Blink Digital India Private Limited, KFC India. Free fried chicken calling, India's first caller ID ad making, ad logic audience become ad responsive. I'll repeat, entry ID 2005, Blink Digital India Private Limited.
Hi everyone, I hope my audio and my screen is visible to everyone.
Yes. We will let you know, just give us 1 or 2 minutes. We'll let you know when to start the presentation.
Sure.
Have you shared the screen with sound?
Yeah, I have.
All right. Yes, you can start the presentation, Hitali. Your time starts now. All the best.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I'm Hitali Soni, here to present a case on how missed calls drove store footfalls for India's largest QSR brands. Yes, this is a story of KFC India, who was celebrating Fried Chicken Day on 6th of July, where each and every one visiting KFC store was eligible for a free fried chicken on every bill. A true delight for any KFC lover, isn't it? The ask was very simple. Just drive footfalls on 6th of July. But it wasn't as simple as it seemed. To start with, the biggest challenge was the offer itself. Unlike any other offer, this was only for a day. Therefore, to justify ROI on media investment for this campaign was difficult, especially when the expected outcome of footfalls was centered around one single day rather than over a period of multiple weeks like any typical brand campaign. Moreover, for KFC, we have seen that on Saturdays and Sundays have a very high contribution to business, because of which the majority of consumers visited KFC on a weekend. Therefore, to drive them back to the store again on a busy Monday was very difficult. Moreover, the offer had to reach out to the KFC fans sitting across 150 plus cities in India and reaching out to each one of them and expecting them to turn up at 600 plus KFC stores on a single day was a daunting task for sure. And what made the situation even more challenging was the overall ad avoidance behavior of the consumers. A global survey stated that 76% of people in India avoid ads. They avoid ads by either skipping the ad, blocking them, or simply ignoring them. So how did we get their attention, or how did we influence them to visit the store? So coming to the solution, our solution was rooted in a deep consumer insight and digital data. We knew our consumers were always on their smartphones. Mobile was a gateway to the world. Because of this, they had 40 plus apps installed on their phones. Therefore, amongst this clutter of many apps installed, the app notifications, SMS, and even the ads get missed. But one very strong insight we knew about our customers was that they may ignore ads, SMS, notifications, but they will never ignore a missed call. So this gave way to an idea of using Truecaller app to target and reach out to KFC loyalists. A little bit about the Truecaller app. As per the App Annie report, it was the 4th most downloaded app in India, reaching out to more than 100 million people. People used it to identify an unidentified caller using its caller identification property. Let me quickly show you how we leverage this Truecaller app to reach out to our loyalists.
For Fried Chicken Day, KFC had an offer fans couldn't refuse.
You get free fried chicken. You get free fried chicken. Everybody gets free fried chicken.
But we wanted to get the attention of ad-avoiding audiences.
How do you get people who skip, block, and ignore ads to see yours? Enter the first ever caller ID ad on Truecaller.
KFC had already registered 3 mobile numbers under the name of the offer. Therefore, when fans received missed calls from these numbers, they voluntarily ID'd them and discovered our offer ad. An offer no one saw calling, an offer no one could refuse. And therefore, instead of avoiding the ad, they discovered our ad.
The results dialed up the heat. So did the reactions.
And all of this are just 3 offer registered numbers.
Advantage KFC.
So while the innovation solved the business ask for sure, the critical reasons that makes this innovation special is that we were able to scale up the campaign in a very short period of time. Truecaller definitely provided that scale. Using our customer database, we were able to call and reach out to only to our KFC fans, ensuring minimum media wastage. In doing so, we created India's first ever caller ID ad, which did not go unnoticed for sure. In fact, it happened the other way around. Our audiences searched for the number and discovered the offer. Ultimately, what this innovation delivered is moving the audiences from being ad allergic to being more ad responsive and making missed calls drive business for KFC at an investment of just 3 offer registered numbers. Thank you.
Thank you, Hitali. Smita, can you call out the next presenter, please?
Moving on to the next 4th presentation and the last of this particular category. Entry ID 2011, Waymaker, Netflix, Things Are Getting Stranger on the YouTube market. I'll repeat entry ID 2011, over to Waymaker.
Good morning, judges. Is my screen visible? One second.
Yes.
Okay, can I start?
We'll let you know, just give us one moment.
All right.
Jury members, please let us know once you're done with scoring for the previous entry. Okay, you can start the presentation. Your time starts now. All the best.
Thank you. Good morning, judges. I'm Kia, and today I'll take you through some of the work that we've done for Netflix in July 2019. Stranger Things is one of Netflix's first legacy global IPs. The third season was slated to launch on the American Independence Day of 4th of July 2019. The OTT industry gained massive traction post-pandemic, but in mid-2019, when the show was about to launch, Indians were still in the process of changing their entertainment habits from TV to OTT. At this time, Netflix had not yet launched its 199 rupee per month plan. The cheapest plan available was for rupees 499. And Stranger Things' primary language was English, which alienated majority of the Indian audience. This time, it was going to get dubbed in Hindi, but the awareness around this fact was very low. Stranger Things leans young. Season 1 and 2 had been watched in India by audiences in the age group 18 to 34, who comprised 75% of the viewers of the show. The show ranked high on social buzz and predicted watch amongst these existing fans. YouTube served as the most effective platform for marketing a global Netflix title. In 2019, Times of India, known for its reach, reached out to 15 million people daily. YouTube on its masthead could reach out to 100 million people. That's 6.6 times higher than the Times of India. In 2019, the audience visiting YouTube were early adopters of online video. Not just online video, but majority of YouTube's 265 million monthly active users came in to watch online entertainment-related content, constantly seeking more options for themselves. But we didn't just want to play the trailer. After all, Stranger Things was the biggest Netflix show. So we brought together the power of video, augmented reality, and social sharing to create an industry-first innovation on the YouTube masthead. With cameras and phones getting more powerful, AR filters have taken off in India in a big way. Content creators and regular social media users are heavily using AR filters online. Snapchat recently reported that 76% of its users engaged with the app's AR functionality in 2020. But we leveraged the power of AR way back in 2019, before this became ubiquitous. Format innovations are the building blocks of top-of-mind awareness. We created a global first disruption on the masthead, augmented reality. If you open YouTube on the launch day of Stranger Things, you would see the Stranger Things masthead, but with a twist. The viewer's screen on their phone devices was split into two halves, where they clicked on the masthead. The top half, a video trailer for Stranger Things, and the bottom half, an augmented reality experience that activated the front-facing camera of the smartphone devices and gave the users a chance to see themselves on screen, but against the backdrop of Hawkins, of the monster, everything Stranger Things, making things stranger on the most impactful media property on the internet. So let me show you what we did.
In 2019, when most Indians were obsessing over regional content, we at Netflix India decided to introduce them to an English language show that had everything that Indian audiences gravitate towards. Friendship, love, drama, suspense, and horror, of course. You guessed right, Stranger Things. The first 2 seasons were a global success. So how do we raise the bar for the launch of season 3? The clock was ticking, so we got cracking. To grab the attention of the crowd and crank FOMO up to 11, a few cool ads weren't going to cut it. This time, we had to do something different, something strange, really strange. YouTube Masthead, a high-impact, high-reach property, was the perfect vehicle for us to introduce our audiences to the Stranger Things universe. But we wanted to turn the normal way of doing things on YouTube upside down. For the first time ever, the YouTube masthead was converted into an engagement property and people were taken by surprise. On 4th of July 2019, the launch day of Stranger Things 3, we created a global first disruption of the YouTube masthead via augmented reality. When consumers opened YouTube on that day, they would see the Stranger Things masthead, but with a twist. We received 27 million video views on launch day. 3.8 million users interacted with the AR filter. The innovation drew the attention of influencers who tried the AR filter and shared it on social media.
So what makes this innovation unique? This was an industry-first innovation, the first ever augmented reality on the YouTube masthead. AR filters are popular on social media apps like Instagram and Snapchat. We made an AR filter on YouTube, and that too on the masthead, on the most impactful property on the internet. The main action in season 3 occurs on the 4th of July fair. We replicated this fair in augmented reality where the audience could see themselves against the backdrop of the fair, delivering the same 1980s Hawkins experience to our potential audiences, the millennials, the younger people. While AR filters are popular now, we did this way back in 2019, engaging our core target audience, making this innovation truly unique. Thank you.
Thank you, Kia. We can take a 5 minutes break, no problem. Jury members, as you requested. So we'll wait for you, and other members can complete the judging.
Okay.
Smita, you can call out the next presenter. They can keep the things ready by the time.
Yeah, sure. Moving on to the next. One second. Moving on to the next category, best integrated campaign services, and the duration will be 10 minutes per presentation. First presentation, entry ID 4006, Essence, Airtel Network Mobility. Airtel wins back West Bengal. I'll repeat, entry ID 4006. Over to Essence.
कॉन्स्टंटली तुम्ही त्याला प्रेशर खाली ठेवा कारण की हे बघ सुरेश मी कामाच्या बाबतीत हलगर्जीपणा कधीच सांगणार आज तुमच्या लोकांबद्दल आपल्या टीम बद्दल सगळे लोक चांगलं काम म्हणजे तेवढं कामं केलं मी यायला लागलो ऑफिसमध्ये बघितलं मला तुम्ही मी टाइम बोललो त्या टायमिंगला मी हजर आहे माझ्या आयुष्यात मी कधीही घर आंघोळ नाही केली पूजा नाही केली मी ऑफिसमध्ये गेलो त्यांनी मला देवाने मला डिसिप्लिन दिली आणि त्याच्यामुळे त्याच्या आशीर्वाद त्याची पूजा केल्यामुळे तुम्हाला अंगात आहे ना डिसिप्लिन हा करायचं मुलींना पण शिकवलं बायकोन गरजेचं आहे आणि त्याच्यात सगळ्यात मोठं तुझ्यासमोर तुम्ही फालतू काम केलेलं तुला चालणार आहे माझी ही पद्धत त्याप्रमाणे राहायचं मला काल गोपाल बोलता बोलता म्हणाला पहिल्यांदा व्हॉट्सअप नंबर बाहेर गेला ना त्याचं त्या बोलले ना तिथे भांडण झालं त्यानंतर पडलं मी पण तुझं काय ते माझ्याशी गेलं तर तिकडे काय आणि त्याला सांग तू सरांच्या मध्ये लक्षात
Rajwal, we will begin after 3 minutes again. 11:35
Okay,
you
fine.
can start. I'll let you know.
Fine, fine. Thank you.
Jury members, are we ready to go?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. You can start the
Invisible.
presentation. Your time starts now. All the best.
What if during my presentation today, I experience bad connectivity? What if my screen freezes and I miss the chance to narrate my story to you? Who will I blame? Of course, the network. They are my lifeline today. There is no scope of any miss. With the hope that the network will not disappoint me today, hi everyone, good morning. My name is Praval Upadhyay, and I'm here to tell you the story of Airtel winning back the consumer trust in West Bengal. Let's travel back a little in time, early 2020, when the whole world was hit hard by the pandemic. Fast forward a little to 25th March 2020. India went into a complete lockdown. People movements were restricted. The only window for people to connect with the world outside was their mobile network, voice, and internet. The pandemic effect and the series of lockdowns that followed forced a paradigm shift in our lifestyle. Network and internet connections were now a lifeline. Access to good connectivity enabled the behavioral and lifestyle transition smoothly and seamlessly. Getting disconnected at this time was the worst nightmare for anyone. In the same year, between 16th and 21st May, Cyclone Amphan hit the eastern coast of India. West Bengal, the epicenter of cyclone's landfall, saw the most widespread damage. Coastal areas were lashed with ferocious wind and rain. The telecom networks, which were now an essential service and provider for communication, education, and just about everything, were also hit hard. With damaged towers, this was going to take us long to get back on our feet. While the forces of nature's fury had caused the disruption, consumers were taking out their frustration on the brand. The famous local Bengali Adda was now online, and the rants, disapprovals, opinions, all of it started to trend on social media platforms. Our social command center was constantly picking up signals of outrage. This massive public outcry eventually resulted in a drop in the number of recharges. Network satisfaction score started trending negative. With the continuous efforts of service engineers, the infrastructure was rebuilt. This did take some time, but network was back. The trust, not yet. We needed to improve the brand perception too. We needed to gain back the consumer trust. A very basic human insight is that people trust you when you show you are vulnerable. So we took insights from this social psychology phenomenon, the pratfall effect. This means that you become more appealing after you admit a weakness or you exhibit a flaw. In marketing, this applies because one of the biggest issues we face is that people don't trust brands. But once you have admitted a flaw, you are demonstrating your honesty, and the rest of your claims suddenly become more credible. So, instead of getting defensive about the situation, the communication strategy was developed to assure consumers that we had heard them and were prepared to address their concerns. Our strategy was to lean on three pillars: trust, reliability, and relevance to build back brand preference and favorability. Various market researches, media trends, and tools recommended that people of West Bengal trusted traditional media, and therefore this formed the basis of our integrated campaign. We partnered with ABP and Telegraph, the most trusted publication in West Bengal. And for the first time, ABP Group partnered with a brand, allowing the liberty to mirror their editorial on the front page. Changing perception does not happen overnight. It is a long process. Hence, with a series of advertorials, we captured the nuances of the real life situations and challenges faced by the people and how Airtel network was striving back step by step to enable this consumer journey. These advertorials were followed by a series of brand ads to keep the momentum going. We used television to widen the campaign reach through presence on popular content across standard and high definition genres, reaching out to masses as well as the premium affluents. The audience was consuming a disproportionate amount of news in anticipation of daily announcements by the authorities regarding COVID and the upcoming state elections. We ensured strong presence here. Being present across all at-home entertainment and information-related platforms drove visibility and built credibility for Airtel. We also partnered with trusted and well-respected RJs on leading radio channels as influencers. They traveled to different parts of Kolkata and monitored signal strength of Airtel network, and as proof to establish credibility, they reported live from various locations across the city. This was a huge risk since the content was real-time, but we were confident. Multiple use cases with video calls, map locations, internet surfing, and content viewing with seamless connectivity were established from locations that had earlier seen major outages. Over a 10 weeks period, we reached more than 90% of the audience through our integrated media campaign. As an outcome, we achieved increased brand metrics as well as the business results while gaining back the consumer trust in West Bengal market. Now, to give a feel of what we did and what it did for us, let me play this AV for you.
I can't hear anything. Is that by design? There's no
We
audio.
cannot hear. No audio. Praval, can you reshare the screen once again?
One second.
Lines, and at a time they needed it the most, people were disconnected from each other.
Yeah, got it now.
Naturally, the network outage led to consumers taking their frustration out on the brand, which continued even after the network was restored. Social media amplified the voice of the passionate and vociferous people of Bengal, leading to endless negative chatter about the brand. We were overwhelmed by consumer grievances, but we were listening. Data indicated that our West Bengal audience trusted traditional media. So, we released a series of advertorials in the front page of leading publications capturing the frustration of people and how Airtel was resolving them. The upcoming elections meant audiences were glued to the news. We used this opportunity to build credibility through a strong presence on news networks. To walk the talk, we partnered with trustworthy and popular RJs such as RJ Animesh, who traveled to badly affected parts of Kolkata and reported live using the Airtel network as proof of the restored services and strong signal strength.
Thanks to Airtel for the smooth network connection. I can use internet on the go. Airtel believes in improving every day.
Airtel had lost the consumer trust due to Cyclone Amphan. This campaign not only helped to rebuild that trust, but also drove business revenue. The whole campaign's approach was based on local insights and what worked for these consumers in this market.
The campaign went on to reach 90% plus audiences, and this time the conversation was positive. A V-shaped recovery for network satisfaction score of voice and data was seen. Imagery scores increased for Airtel as a reliable brand and a brand that cares for its customers. There was an increase in 4G bundle recharges and business continuity. In a time of crisis, Airtel managed to establish solid communication with their customers and build back brand preference, trust, and credibility.
Thank you.
Thank you, Praval.
Thank you so much.
Smita, can you call out the next presenter, please?
Yeah, sure. Moving on to the second presentation, entry ID 4007, Mindshare Pantaloons. Pantaloons launches holiday in style. I'll repeat entry ID 4007. Over to Mindshare.
Yes, I'll be just presenting my screen. Can you please let me know if my audio is audible enough?
Yes.
Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes. We'll let you know when to start the presentation. Just one moment, please.
Okay, sure.
Jury members, please let us know once you're done scoring. Yes. Anuri, you can start the presentation. Your time starts now. All the best.
Okay, thank you. Hello everyone. मैं इंडिया से हूँ, अपने हनीमून पे अकेले आई हूँ. This is a super famous dialogue of a super famous Bollywood movie. Isn't this truly inspiring? This is New India, where we are taking small steps in breaking the gender stereotypes. If Rani from Queen can go on a solo trip, so can I, and millions of Vidhis like Rani can go. Now, let's see who set out to inspire millions of Vidhis. Tada! Presenting Pantaloons, one of the biggest fashion retail brand in India. But the brand was facing two specific challenges. The competition heat in fashion retail category was intensifying year on year, and low loyalty amongst the customer due to emergence of new e-com players, where consumer now has lots of choices. To add to the situation, set themes and occasions adopted by all players
to promote their collections led to absolutely no differentiation in the mind of consumer. Thus, creating a differentiation was the need of the hour. Hence, to rise over the sameness and to disrupt, Pantaloons identified a very relevant topic of gender stereotyping and launched a unique campaign in 2019 to introduce their summer holiday collection. Say hello, solo trip. The campaign themed around women solo traveler, which broke the stereotype around women traveling alone, since holiday essentially means family in India. But holiday also means shopping for clothes, since looking stylish not just gives a positive boost to her overall cool question, but also becomes a way of expressing her individuality. Considering the uniqueness of this concept, we had to classify our TG into two sets. The trendsetters, who forms 10% of overall TG, who are early adopters, and the followers, which are the 90% of our audience, who are not the self-starters and need a push to adopt to any new concept. While women's solo trip is a reality for our trendsetter audience, we needed to bring alive the concept of our follower TG, for whom "log kya kahenge" is the first thing that comes to them while exploring something which is revolutionary. She will only go for it when she sees other trendsetters she follows adopting the change. Hence, we had three tasks at hand. Creating awareness about the campaign. However, this was not alone which would give us impact or disruption. Therefore, building resonance amongst the follower TG was imperative to make the campaign believable for them, and creating engagement by giving them a unique experience to inspire them. Now let's see how did we approach each task. For awareness, we did a high decibel multimedia campaign. Further, to build acceptability, women from different walks of life were sent on a solo trip. In a first of its kind innovation, Divyanka Tripathi, the host of The Voice, the leading artist in the tele industry, co-hosted the show not from the studio but from her solo holiday destination. And to inspire the digital savvy TG, we roped in 4 women travel influencers and sent them to different parts of the country to explore and unearth unique stories. We identified a key insight around holiday that अरे holiday जाके इंस्टा पे अपडेट नहीं किया तो क्या holiday मनाया, and converted this into an opportunity to engage with our audience. Fusing our insight and putting a tadka of technology, we gave our TG a chance to be solo trip ready by virtually teleporting their pictures taken in Pantaloons store to their favorite destination. We did this through a chroma photo shoot, which is a VFX technique, thereby breaking the mundane of regular trial room experience and giving them a larger than life experience where they were able to visualize their holiday in their favorite destination. Isn't this really exciting? So why don't you have a look at the AV and see how our campaign was brought alive through the lens of our consumer, Vidhi.
Hi, I'm Vidhi. I'm 24. I work hard and I dream of traveling the world. My dream would have stayed a dream, but thankfully my favorite brand, Pantaloons, showed me that traveling solo is a great idea. Pantaloons launched their Holiday in Style campaign themed around women solo travelers, which inspired women like me that solo traveling can be done in style. Everywhere I looked, I saw their campaign, whether it was TV, digital, cinema, or out of home. They really blew up my mind when I saw my favorite TV actress Divyanka Tripathi, also the host of popular reality show The Voice, co-hosted the show not from the studio but from her favorite holiday destination, styled in Pantaloons holiday collection.
तो चलिए शो को आगे बढ़ाते हैं और कौन है भाई? कौन?
जी आप आगे चलिए और शो को आगे मैं बढ़ाती हूँ. Hi everyone.
क्या बात है?
Yes, I'm chilling and enjoying my holiday with Pantaloons ki summer styles, which has made my holiday really stylish and comfortable.
Similarly, women protagonists of regional shows also brought alive the concept. Even on digital, I saw videos of women travel influencers traveling to different parts of the country to explore stories in style.
Hi guys, I'm Radhika and I'm in Jodhpur. and I just came across this really unusual temple dedicated to a 350cc Royal Enfield. In 1991, Om Banat met with an accident while riding his Royal Enfield. It was seized by the police, but the next morning it disappeared from the police station and reappeared at the accident spot. And that's when the locals decided to build a temple around it, believing that Om Banat's spirit still possessed the vehicle. And if you want to go on a biking trip, I suggest you visit this place once, and before you step out, style your change and visit any Pantaloons store to get the latest travel collection.
Wow, it just made me excited about solo traveling, that too in style. But they didn't stop there. They knew that women love sharing their travel pictures on social media. They decided to give me an experience even before I went on my dream holiday. Pantaloons deployed a cool VFX technique used in big budget movies to conduct chroma photo shoots. Women shoppers were styled by Pantaloons, where professional makeup artists gave us a makeover too. After the makeover, our pictures were clicked and it was teleported to the destinations of our choice, such as Bali, Europe, Jordan, and many more. Not only this, when we posted our pictures on social media, the contestant with the maximum engagement was sent on a real solo trip to her dream destination, Dubai. Guess what? My friends heard about it on radio as well, where Radio City top RJs introduced the concept both on air and on their social media handles. RJs also hosted live from the store to encourage women like me to participate there by becoming torch bearers of the contest for their city. It was a super close competition, but I finally won. I beat more than 8,000 consumers and won a trip to Dubai. I can't thank Pantaloons enough for this life-changing campaign. We, consumers, became brand influencers and posted our Pantaloons holiday look on social media. By bringing alive the concept through media and providing a unique experience with the help of technology, Pantaloons launched its holiday campaign inspiring millions of women in style.
Hope you loved the video. Now, let me take you through the achievements of this campaign. We reached 14 million individuals through the voice show integration, 1.9 million plus views garnered by travel videos, and 8 million plus reach achieved through Facebook and Instagram. Now, how well did we engage? We had 8,000 plus participants in the Chroma trial room shoot, 2,000 plus got shortlisted, and 9 to 11% engagement on FB, which was beating the industry standards. 50 plus unique holiday stories were posted around this campaign, which organically achieved 240 plus interactions per story. But this was not all. Pantaloons business saw a significant upturn. 22% growth in enrolling new customers and 9% growth in sales. Above all, we inspired millions of Vidhis to go on a solo trip. Thank you.
Thank you. Smita, can you please call out the next presenter, please?
Yeah, sure. Moving on to the last presentation of this session. Entry ID 4009, Waymaker. We are how to reduce churn by building brand salience brick by brick. I'll repeat entry ID 4009. Over to Waymaker.
Hello, is my audio clear?
Yes. We will let you know when to start the presentation. Just give us 1 or 2 minutes.
Sure, sure.
Yes. Umesh, you can start the presentation. Your time starts now. All the best.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I'm Umesh Khandelwal from Wavemaker. Welcome to my presentation, how we managed to reduce churn by building brand salience brick by brick. As we all know, Reliance Jio took the cellular industry by storm immediately after its entry in 2016, taking the fight to all other players and eating into the subscriber base. Jio was without a doubt reigning supreme. On 31st August 2018, to survive this Jio onslaught, Vodafone India merged with Idea Cellular to form a new entity named Vodafone Idea Limited. It became the largest telecom company in India. The next thing we knew, Jio snatched the market leader position from under our nose. In 2020, due to the COVID lockdown, as telecom consumption increased, we were still losing millions of subscribers, which seemed like a definite blow to the company. It became clear that VIL's race was not only against the competitors, but also against time. If our market share continued to go down, the company's existence in the Indian market would be difficult. In the past, we have seen that the mergers have resulted in drop in customer base and market shares by 30 to 50%. Launching a new brand entity in such a scenario would result to further drop in customer base. And hence, it became imperative for us to define a strategy that helped us take back control of the churn. But how? How does a giant rise up again after falling to its lowest ever? How do we orchestrate the biggest comeback with one of India's largest telecom company? Here's how.
COVID-19 majorly transformed consumer behavior, bringing a dramatic shift in media consumption. It was an industry-changing phenomenon, and this change was possible because of the internet. When the distance between people grew, phone calls and social media became the only way to reach your loved ones. In such a time where the demand for telecom services was increasing, Vodafone Idea Limited's market share was decreasing. This needed to change, so the company decided to take the lead. Brand salience triggers an instinctive response when they're seen or heard at critical purchase moments. A new brand was born to stay relevant in these changing times. But there was a major challenge in changing the entire identity of a brand during a nationwide lockdown. As confinement measures were taken, a lot of media platforms became irrelevant. Entire media consumption shifted to TV and digital. TV witnessed highest viewership at 1.6 trillion minutes, and digital consumption increased even more. Weekly time spent on smartphones increased by almost 180 minutes. Due to limited media options, clutter on TV and digital increased. Insight number 1. For a disruptive impact, we had to get out of the clutter and stay solid on communications. Conventional media planning suggests that rapid brand awareness is a function of high share of voice consistently for at least 6 to 8 weeks in a low-clutter environment. Insight number 2. Message impact and retention is highest when delivered in an uncluttered environment. To break the clutter, either we create a new media channel or find a way to declutter the high-reach mediums. We chose the latter option. We decluttered both TV and digital mediums for one day, fed in only V brand messages, and kept changing the message renditions throughout the day. On 7th and 8th September 2020, India saw the biggest 24 hours media roadblock on TV and digital. So what exactly did we do? We tied up with India's largest network, Zee, with a strong presence not only in the Hindi-speaking markets, but regional and rural presence too. We unveiled the brand, not in an ad break, but inside top TV shows.
कुछ खास देख रही है क्या?
कुछ खास तो अभी आ नहीं रहा. अब आप आ गई हैं ना, बैठिए, आ जाएगा कुछ खास.
ये वी क्या है?
अरे आपको नहीं पता? अब वोडाफोन और आइडिया मिलकर वी बन गए.
To break the monotony,
multiple 10-second creatives were made, where leading protagonists of various GECs across regional and Hindi shows welcomed the new brand.
वी की दुनिया में आपका स्वागत है.
The in-content integration was followed by 24 hours roadblock across 56 Z channels and 14 top news channels. Resulted in 75,600 minutes of commercial time talking only about V. We managed to reach 389 million people on TV alone in just 24 hours. We did not just stop there. Simultaneously, the roadblock was extended on digital by targeting users across all genres and leading platforms. The roadblocks on digital platforms and OTT platforms reached 265 million people with 72 million video views.
To reach the masses, we did front page jacket roadblock across 14 publications in 7 languages. For 24 hours, V was the only brand talked about on TV, digital and print commercial space.
Let me take you through our achievements. For the first time, we managed to create instant awareness for the new brand V with an unprecedented day after recall of 79%, which takes months or even years for a new brand launch. And in just 2 months of the launch, we dramatically brought down the churn by 38%. The campaign delivered positive sentiment for the brand to 38% and sustained it over 25% for the next 4 weeks. This is unheard in a service industry. In just a week, 1.1 million users searched for V-related terms, and myv.in website saw 1 million plus visits, signifying an increase in people's interest towards the brand. Additionally, we managed to get 1.3 million app installs for the new V app. With so much buzz, V was the most talked about brand, toppling every trend and conversation to become the buzziest brand on social media. Brands from other categories, including our competitor, joined the buzz to welcome V on social media. The unveiling of V was one of the biggest brand launches in India that created history during a time of crisis and need. Thank you.
Thank you, Umesh.
मी तुला फोन करीन नंतर तू प्राइस घेऊन घे ना ओके स्पेसिफिकेशन घे बाय चल that concludes the judging session, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we finish up an hour ahead of the time specified. Judges, a big thanks to you. And since this is for the first time, in fact, thanks to my team at the Secretariat, Matthew, Kavita, Gopal, Nihar, Suresh, and also a big thanks to the technical team, the software team supported by Shraval and Nitin admirably, all presenters who have been doing a fabulous job for the past 9 days in all sessions. We can't single out any particular presentation, but absolutely brilliant. You all have been fantastic in the way in which you have gone about presenting. Absolutely remarkable. I am thankful to all the jury members who have been fantastic jury members. And this panel again is no exception. My sincere submission to you all as jury members is this is the first time we did the presentation online. And since you all have been absolutely veterans at Emvies and Emvies, and you have seen the way in which Emvies has evolved over the past 21 years, I would like to have, without mentioning any case study, any presenter, content of any case study, because that's classified information, I would request you to please opine on the way in which the whole presentations were organized, the way in which the show has gone about, the time management, and what did you feel? So you can start, I mean, you can choose amongst yourself who's going first, but a few lines would help. I mean, an honest feedback. Jury members, can I have your feedback, please?
I'll go. This is Aditya. So, Bipin, this is working with Aditya is always a joy. One is you guys are great hosts. This time you are digital hosts, not physical. but it's always really nice to come back to any Ad Club event in any form, for that matter. I think today was done really professionally. There was almost no glitch at all. In fact, there was no glitch from the Ad Club side at all. And that's really nice. I mean, given the volume of Zoom and Google Meet we all do, I think that's a rarity. So that's really well done. Also, the way this has been conducted over the past almost month and a half, the way the website works, the scoring works, you don't have to go back and forth. You don't need to call up somebody from the tech team. And that always shows that the tech team has done a really good job upfront. So thank you so much for this. Thank you so much for also inviting all of us. That's what I want to say. Thank you, Vipin.
Thank you. Thank you, Aditya. Anybody? Yeah. Anybody else?
Hi, Amit here.
Hi, Amit.
Yeah, hi. So I think I echo what Aditya said. It's, actually very well done. And there were practically zero glitches faced. If at all there were any glitches, it was mainly on account of, bandwidth at their end rather than anything from your side. So it went well. The only thing I feel is in the presentation, as it's not for you, it's for the guys who are presenting. Sometimes it's worthwhile for them to ensure that results are there, because in some of them, I felt the results were not called out. And that makes it a bit difficult. So if it is uniformly done, that would help, but that's a very small point. But other than that, absolutely well done and well managed.
Thank you, Amit. Thank you. A pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
I'll just take it after that, if you guys don't mind. So one, thanks to everybody. Thanks to the team at Club. Always a pleasure. Everybody said, Aditya and Amit before me have said everything that I think needs to be said from my behalf. Just one point to add to what Amit said. You may want to, from a marketing point of view, you may want to include something about results with a focus on whether there was a pricing change. Because results get skewed. Even if they were to put the results, they get skewed if there has been a pricing change. If today brand X was to suddenly drop prices or be able to show results because they've dropped prices or increase the services that they're giving at a particular price, will make a big difference to the results. But that's more for the presenters. I think all in all, excellent. Great to be back. Thank you again. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you.
Hi everybody. Hi, Vipin.
Hi.
Thanks for having us here as, to be able to look at the best work in the industry. And it's exciting also to be back, of course, digitally, not in person. And the cases were good. I think on a couple of cases, and this is more for the cases, I think the way they put the story and stuff, it was a bit meandering. But otherwise, the fact that it was digital, it was done flawlessly, So that was great.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thanks. I'd like to follow this by saying that thanks a lot for having me here. It was truly a pleasure to witness such great work. I really enjoyed the fact that there were details given before we came in here, because we could go through them very well and knew the context already. So thanks for that, adding that bit in. And I think the scoring mechanism was extremely clear as well. So really had a good time, and of course, a flawless execution witnessed here. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hi. If I can go next, thank you so much, and Club Vipin in particular. Big thanks to you. I also should mention the way Smita coordinated with everybody. It's not easy. The compliments to her also. And I see it also as a learning process for myself, and I sit in such programs that we have done this in the past, right? So very well organized. As Aditya said, glitch-free is something which is despite all the advances, that's not seen. You will find something going wrong only at that time when you didn't want it. So didn't see any, and also the fact that the way you folks had organized, pushed everything in advance, as Shefali said, wonderful. I really enjoyed this. As I said, it's also a learning experience. Thank you so much.
I think everyone speaking so sweet. Everybody speaking so sweet. I think our club will get diabetic on this conversation. So we have to be careful. But excellent job, guys. Excellent.
Thanks to
everyone.
Thank you, one and all. Brilliant it was. Thank you. Pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye.
Great job,
Hope to see you
Smita.
guys in person.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Bye.
Great job, Bipin. Great job, Smita. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Good job.
Thank you.
Thank
See you, everybody.
Bye.